All right, let's continue with our programming. Yeah, last video I demonstrated how I did the order status, product delivery status. And I mentioned that I was going to show you how to do the transaction query for the report. So let's do that. Let us do that. Let's see, it's been over 3 years since I did this, so let's see if I still remember. The first thing that we need is this transaction table right here. Alright, so what we want here, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna need a couple of these guys. We are going to need transaction ID, date, amount, and how about transaction note? Yeah. In this one right here, the amount right here, we're gonna change that to, let's see, let's call this debit. Let's call this debit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the if transaction type. If transaction type is debit, then we want the amount. Otherwise, we want it 0. Alright, and I'm gonna just copy that. Let's do it for the credit. I'm gonna change this guy to credit, and then change this guy to credit. Alright, now let's take a look at this guy, see what it looks like before we continue. Oh, that looks good. So we got debit, we got credit. That looks like a plan right there. Now what we need is I'm going to add more bits. Let's add more stuff. Let's add more stuff. What we need is a customer number. Alright, well, let's see, the customer number, we can get that from, I think we can get that from, wonder if we can get it from here. So let's pull that guy here. Do we have customer number? I should have customer number down here, see there? So we can link this guy to invoice and get a customer number. Either there. Let's take a look at the invoice. Let's take a look at the invoice. Does it have? We don't want to get the whole thing in there. Invoice type. Nope, no customer number there. The customer number is in either the order header or the work order. But there you go, right there. But the only, the way we access it is to link up other things. So, but this one will have customer number. So I'm gonna double click on this guy right there, and we'll have a customer. All right, so maybe there. That will be all base. All right, that will be all base. So let's continue. I'm gonna save this guy as QY transaction let's do that base. All right, let's close that out. Now we're gonna add, let's see, query transaction base right down here somewhere right there. So that's what we have. Now let's create a new one. Now this one is a little different. All right, we're gonna make a running totals right here. We're gonna make a running total. We're gonna need everybody here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that guy down there. And you know what else I want to do here? Let's see. Give me a property list. I'm gonna make this guy a how about T1? All right. We are going to do a join, a self join. So let's go back. And what we want is the we want the inner join to we're gonna join to this to the same one right here. Gonna copy that, paste. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna copy that and go to my that looks good right there. Let's take that out, replace that. What we want here, let's see, what do we want? We got transaction. Here is a running total. All right, we're going to do sum and then call it as balance. Right here we want actually this one should be 2. We want T2 credit minus T2 minus T2 debit. It's balanced. All right, now let's query how we are going to make this guy happen. We join on that guy, all right, on on T2. We want the T2 to be less than and equal to yeah, let's try this. We want T2 customer number is less than and equal T1 customer number and oops, want to do capitalize on that one. Now I know what the access like this way of coding right there, and we can say and T2 is less T2 transaction date, T2 transaction date, oops, date is less than and equal to T1 transaction date right there. All right. Or we don't want them to be the same, and they won't be the same. So how about let's put an or right here and see what it looks like. Or T2 transaction date not equal to T1 transaction date. I think that looks good right there. Oh yeah, one more thing. We want the date to be not the same, which there won't be, but we'll go ahead and filter this one out. T2 transaction ID right here is less than or equal to transaction transaction 1. I think that looks good right there. What do you think? Now let's group by this guy because we're doing the sum. So let's do group by. The best way is to just copy this book right here. Copy, paste. Do we have everything? We got. So whatever you use in the join here, all right, and yeah, use on the join here, the on here, you gotta make sure that they are in the group because those are the fields that are used, all right, in addition to the listing of the columns, which is the debit and credit here, all right. I think that looks good right there. What about, yeah, how about the order? We want this to be ordered by, we want it to be ordered by the date. All right, about the date, like so. That would be in ascending order, which is fine. Let's see how that looks. Let's copy that and put that guy back in here. And let's take a look. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, I forgot to put in the this right here. Yeah, this is very common. Access really want us to spell everything out. We just need ads right there. So we'll go ahead and put in ASS. Now let's take a look at it again. Transaction note not ending. Yep, there you go. So I said that, but I didn't do it. So we need transaction note to be on the right here, to be on the group by as well. As a matter of fact, let's copy all that. Copy. Like so. Let's copy this guy instead. And paste. Alright, let's take a look at it again. There you go. You see, we got transaction, see, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got a running total, you notice right here. If it's credit, it's right there, 780.81. And then we got this guy. Oh yeah, that's correct. 781 minus 75, which comes out to be 705. That's good. And then it continues down. So that plus that is that 1179 plus 161. This one is this one is total by the customers. That's right, we use by customer. Now if you remove the customer here, it's a running total for the company. All right, so we can save this guy as the customer transaction, and then we query by the customer. All right, so let's save that. We're gonna, now that I was not even thinking there. This is a running total for customer, so we can call customer transaction. Now we're gonna do the company transaction. Right here, we're gonna copy this, copy, paste. We're gonna change the customer to daily transaction. That would be the customer's transaction. All right, so let's go to daily transaction and remove customer. If we remove this guy, actually we're going to do, well, hold on, I'm going to copy this guy because we know that one works. Remove that, and now we're looking for this customer right here. You see that? we're gonna take this customer out like so, and take that guy out, and we'll take that guy out. Do we have any more customer? That should be all the company's running total or transaction running total. Yeah, so let's remove that, paste. All right, and let's take a look. There you go. That's for the companies. All right, so we can see every single one of this guy. You see that added to that. That one is added to that. You see there, and 1179 at 161 right there. That's the totals. Add that guy or minus that guy because it's a debit. So this would be a company transaction, and you can query that by the transaction date. All right, by the transaction date. So that looks good right there. Now the transaction date here, you can just make it a date instead of a time when we query. All right, when we query. Yeah, we can format that to a date. Let's see what happens if we do that formatting. We're gonna do, oops, my bad. You cannot do that. Remember, yeah, you cannot do that. So I'm gonna take that out. Don't save. Yeah, you cannot go into the design. All right. If you go into the design from here, it opens up the SQL view like so. All right, but you cannot go from here to a design view because that would break everything. Okay, it doesn't like this type of coding in the in Access. So I'm gonna copy that. Actually, we got it right here. We want to try and see if we can do format right here. If we do CDate, what happened if we do CDate, right? CDate, will it bring just the date? So now, if you do that, you have to give it an alias, a new alias other than the transaction date. So we're gonna do two things. We can make it spell out. We can make it spell out like so with a bracket, transaction date, like so. Let's see what that one looks like. I'm hoping it just gives us a date right there. Let's take a look. Nope. Nope. So if that doesn't work, I know what will work. Oh, darn, I forgot about that again. See there? It's a habit. It's a habit. So let's close that. And let's come back in here. So if that doesn't work, we're going to do the format because we know how to format. So we're going to say format. You know what? I'm just going to do capital. I'm going to start a new habit. Yeah, you notice I started a new habit with capitalize, and then we're going to put the format in here. This one will be this one will be month. I'm going to do a small one, month, day, year, like so, and that will work. And that will work. All right, let's take a look. There you go. That will work. So that would be our date. And they are in order of the time that you don't see. All right, they're in order of the time that you don't see. For instance, if you look at this dates right here, see this time right here? They're in order of this guys, the time. All right, yeah, but in this one you don't see the time, but they're still in the same order. If you notice, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, this guy is because of the customer. That's why you see this the customer differently. All right, the transaction date. So, but this one is, if we remove the customer right there, and it just goes in order as they come in. All right. So if you notice the date right here, now if we add the date in here as well, then what would happen here? Let me see. We did do the date, didn't we? Yes, we did. Yeah, this one is in order by date. All right, and that's why you see this. This one also in date. All right, except we got customer removed. All right, that's why that is. So, but that's a good one. Now the next time I'm gonna create the transaction report for customer, like a maybe monthly statement. All right, and then do daily transaction for our company. All right, that is there. I'm just gonna save that, and we'll continue with the transaction report in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.